Nittany Lions and the Buckeyes. A rivalry born of one side setting the standard and the other trying to climb the mountain. And we are on the cusp of dotting the I on a great clash in this one. The Nittany Lions will put total leather and will get started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Buckeyes offense will go to work first. Last time these two got together, it was Penn State showing we are capable of winning a close game.
It was so big for the Nittany Lions to make the play when they needed it, to beat their rival. Everybody, they always talk about, we can't beat them, we can't get it done. They got it done a year ago in a big moment, Palmer.
And they shot up the recruiting boards after getting that close win against Ohio State, too. Penn State's roster is better today because of that win.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Smith wants to throw. Slides away. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. The Buckeyes will call on their punt team. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Nittany Lions offense will have its first possession of the game. And the heart of this team clearly rests on the offensive line. A group of maulers, David, who take pride in what they do.
Man, I think if you're a coach, you take pride. Like, it starts up front. Like, you win and lose games with physicality, and they lean on all the big fellas up front, the hog mollies, the big uglies, the most unselfish players on the field.
It's old school, man. We're in an era of college football where it's up-tempo, spread, air raid. Games are still won and lost, though, in the trenches. Because this is one of the best offensive lines in all of college football. That is a huge advantage this offense takes into each and every game.
Makes the grab. It's McFadden. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
These are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team. Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
From the gun, the give, looking for room. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Wants to go up top on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The Nittany Lions with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Leaves it with the running back. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. And the Nittany Lions move the chains with some signature hard-nosed running.
Some Big Ten physicality, some Big Ten running the football. Gotta have it. Gotta start with that when you're in the Big Ten. And when you're
breaks into the open. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. The Nittany Lions line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Penn State! They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much. Important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Let's talk just for a second about Ohio State. They've climbed into the top 25. Nothing has been given to these guys, but they're quickly becoming a problem for everybody else.
Well, they are, and they earned that number beside their name. They've played really, really well. The question is now, can you keep it? David, how many times in the past have we seen a team outside the top 25 finally get ranked and then get blown out the very next week?
And there's not a lot of difference between 25 and 45. A lot of times, so many people close together. So earn that ranking and try to keep climbing.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
Well, you saw this guy in all the highlights after that 4-sack performance his last time out, and he's not resting on his laurels. He's hungry for more. Registers his first sack of the game.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Going for the big play. And he's got it inside the 10. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. And the Buckeyes are moving quickly down the field. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, this is very interesting because now down here in the red zone, you know it's not going to be easy throwing it because the windows are small. Can they run the ball against the best run defense in the entire nation?
Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his tight end. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on 3rd down. Got it, looking for a 1st. It's a fumble. They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the 1st down. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. The Nittany Lions will line it up on 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. We've reached a break, and Penn State is on top. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats.
Penn State 7, Ohio State 0.
They've got a 1st down here to open the period. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside big. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why...
Turning it on! Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. And the Nittany Lions back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. The inside handoff. Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Quarterback on the keep. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. The Nittany Lions have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater.
And this is the area of the field where you need a really good back. You can depend on, you can give him the football. He's going to hit a little crease and just lower his shoulder, be physical, be powerful. You saw last week he got a rushing touchdown. I look for this offense to continue to feed him and maybe get him another one today.
They go right back to their man on 2nd and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to them. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back.
Oh, he's got some space. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover and pick up the first. The Buckeyes can really attack on this second and short. Smith dropping to pass. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Gets away from one. Finds some space. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He'll bring it out. It's Denmark. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. From the gun, the running back looking for room. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18. These two Blue Bloods really didn't become rivals until Penn State joined the Big Ten in the early 90s. We really sensed that Ohio State has been a bit of a measuring stick for Penn State.
I think we always talk about Penn State. We talk about winning the big games. And how do they play against Ohio State? A big rivalry. It seems like they're always there. They're always in the game, but do they find a way to break through and win this rivalry?
Yeah, it's always so close, too. You think back to Woody Hayes and you think back to Joe Paterno. For years and years and years, when these two teams play, it is so physical. There's so much talent. It could go any way. This is one of the more fun games to watch every season.
This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find it. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him, get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Running back searching for a hole. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Hang on, Snoopy, the Buckeye crowd alive on third down. The snap sets up to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Smith. There he goes. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. The Nittany Lions look to keep this drive humming. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking downfield on first down. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. And Ohio State makes a ton of highlights with the big pass plays, but this defense has turned in its share over the years, too.
So many guys that we can go back. The Bosa brothers, Chase Young, just recently, the guys that they put their hand in the dirt and they go make things happen, get after quarterbacks like you see right here.
The Nittany Lions with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Tight end now in motion. Wants to fire on second down. Quickly to the tight end. Never gives anyone a clean shot at him. He's down to the 34.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
Thanks to grab. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Makes the catch. It's Hayes. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. They've built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
The Nittany Lions trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Nittany Lions started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Back to pass. Grab behind the line. It's Hayes. Touchdown, Penn State! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that Pac-12 matchup that just went final. moments ago. Boise State took its show on the road, and they'll be packing a big old W in their bags for that trip back to southwestern Idaho. Never underestimate the importance of a road win and how it can impact a team's trajectory. Fun one in the Pac-12, man. They generally are, as the teams there continue to jockey for pole position.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Under fire. Had to throw it before he wanted. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He slips and slides his way out to the 14.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Buckeyes come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. It's complete to the left. Out across the 20, they'll mark him out of bounds right at the 21-yard line. Excellent situational awareness to make the grab and get just enough of that first down.
And how about the play call? They didn't want to hold on to the football. They wanted to get that thing out of their hand, trust the receiver to make the catch, and then what does he do? Gets the first down, gets out of bounds. New set of downs for this offense.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's Smith. He'll pick up a few before being knocked out of bounds at the 31.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
The Nittany Lions can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They'll leave it with him. Got enough for the first. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. The Nittany Lions will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Gets it out fast. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Man, all week, the Buckeyes and Nittany Lions tried to bottle up their emotions, but things just boiled over in that first half.
And the Buckeyes will kick it away to start the second half. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Starting this third quarter on the ground. Breaks into the open. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
And run the football, you're ahead, you can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense. And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
From the gun, the running back has it. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
With the catch, it's Smith. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
The Nittany Lions are on the move. To the air on first down. He'll try to do it himself. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love this slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man to the left. And what a throw to get it in there, and they've got it in business in the red zone at the 13. The Nittany Lions have pushed it inside the 20. Rides the back on the option to give. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
They'll run it out of the shotgun.
Yeah, and it's been tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every week. And let's continue to work here and find something we do good and build maybe a little bit of momentum so next week we play a little bit better football.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Smith wants to throw. Lets it fly. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most.
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw again. Slips a tackle. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
And they get a sack there from the linebacker position. There you have it. Linebacker U. This is Penn State defense as we know it. LeVar Arrington, Micah Parsons, Navarro Bowman, Sean Lee. Every year it seems like they're pumping another dude into the NFL, and this guy has a chance to be the next one.
The Buckeyes are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. That cuts the lead down to 28-10.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50 plus, and he did it with ease.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. The give to the back. Got the first down and more. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. He's now up to 70 yards rushing and getting ever closer to that 1,200-yard mark. That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. First down from the 42. The give is to Smith. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. And the Nittany Lions have this offense rolling. Give to the running back. Turning it on. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
The Nittany Lions kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Leaves it with the back. Makes a man miss. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that run.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
A first down run on the doorstep. He'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage, and time has expired here in the third. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Tries again to get it in. Touchdown, Penn State! And the pummeling has started. That score might be the one to put them over the top and run this winning streak to 9. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable ACC clash. Syracuse packed a wallop today, and in many ways felt like it packed Otto's Army with them too. This was supposed to be a road test, and instead it felt like a walk through the park in central New York. One team will rise in the ACC standings, while the other is going to sink like a stone. The harsh reality of college football when conference foes face off, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Smith dropping to pass. Swings it out to the flat. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
It's just been frustrating to watch the inconsistency of this guy at QB, man. You've got to be able to stay in rhythm in an offense and stay ahead of schedule. And he's had a moment, and he threw a touchdown pass, but more consistency, more finding the open guys, delivering it to them, and keeping this offense on schedule.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! The defense does the work itself with a pick 6. They put another one on the board here in the 4th quarter, and how about this team? Just a lone blemish on the resume and about to go to 10-1.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense. Here in the 4th quarter, they're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
To the ground with the back. Shakes off the defender. Hits him with a stiff arm. Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49. A big pickup there. And the Buckeyes, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Smith wants to throw. Under fire. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play, because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very few people have done that.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Grabbed in the middle, it's Coles. He's really close to that 1st down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Ohio State. He got a step and just dusted the field. Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead and how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
Dang right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
How about that elusiveness? He's got space. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State!
Touchdown.
They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Looking for a big play. For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this dude.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
From the gun, the ground game. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19.
And this offense does it again on third down. They have been so elite on third down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at...
There he goes. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try.
And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Well, it's a nice change-up call on offense because obviously in the fourth quarter, you're down by a bunch of points and everybody in the stadium is expecting you to throw it to get back in the game. So you dial up the run play and you get a huge gainer. Hopefully that can give this offense the momentum they need to try to scrape and claw back into this one.
Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down.
We just have not called this guy's name enough. He's one of the best receivers in all of college football, and that was only his second catch. I think that's a big reason why they're trailing this much in this game so late. They just have not been able to get one of their biggest weapons involved as often as they needed to.
Smith dropping to pass. Bears the pressure. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And, man, is that a just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them.
Looking deep down the right side. And they almost had another one. Rare is the occasion when you're happy to see fourth down, but it's better than throwing another pick. The Buckeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Here's the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. On the run, it's Hayes. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. So Penn State, they takes down Ohio State, a couple of blue bloods, cornerstone programs in college football, and you know both sides can't wait until they meet again.